Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Faye1 as usual, and today we're going to do another weapon review. And yes, today is actually a very special one, because on the road to a special directive weapon, I came across the NSX Naginata. If you want to stay up to date with weapon reviews like these or different videos as well, then of course don't forget to press that big red subscribe button down below. But back to the Naginata. What is so special about the Naginata? First of all, guys, there is a free weapon code available for this gun, and I don't know if it still works, but other than that, it should be 6 years PS2. Moreover, some people already have made a review for this weapon, however, they have not taken into account a very recent patch actually, from April 2019, where I guess the weapon has become a lot more viable. Little spoiler alert then as well, guys, this is one of my favorite LMGs to play with as an NSO, so I might sound a bit like a fanboy, but normally the NS15 is regarded as the best gun from the NS Armory. However, I really feel this gun deserves a special spotlight as well. So therefore, you guys today are going to share with you why this gun is good, but also the general statistics and other things as well, like attachments. Let's start with the mechanics of the gun. The NSX Naginata has a special quirk where as long as you stand still, the cone of fire won't be more than 0.6. So what this means to you, if you keep holding the trigger, so you keep firing, the accuracy won't really go down. So don't start bursting, just keep holding that trigger and you will have an amazing cone of fire. And therefore, especially with a mag of at least 90 bullets, you can crazily effectively just suppress doors and hallways. There's one problem though for this to work effectively, and that is that you need to be standing still. And normally standing still for too long in Planetside means you will be dead in a matter of seconds. Normally, as long as you don't use the LMG ASP system, you should be playing as a heavy, so you could for example escape those one-hit headshots by a sniper rifle, and you have some time to also deflect some bullets from the other weapons as well. But normally, you don't want to stand still for that long, and therefore you normally do a lot of AD, you move to the left, to the right, you do some crouching, you do some jumping, I don't know. You keep moving. That's the most important part with basically every gun in Planetside, because if you don't move, you will die. That's how easy it is. There is though a technique you should learn if you want to play with a Naginata, and that is that you should keep moving. However, also you need to be standing still. And I know, this sounds like a paradox, but what happens? If you stop moving, it will reset your cone of fire. So you don't need to burst, you don't need to stop firing, you just need to start standing still. So what you should do, AD with your keyboard, or go from left to the right with your joystick, and then keep firing. Don't stop firing, but just start standing still from time to time, because then your cone of fire will be resetted. It is really lovely that you don't really need to burst with this gun, so that is what makes it very special. However, having said that though, I have erectioned this gun almost twice now, and it is a technique which is hard to master in my opinion. It's something you need to get used to, because normally you want to keep moving, you want to keep crouching, you want to keep dodging those bullets. But in this case, just have some patience, start standing still sometimes, and it really shows how effective it can really be. After nearly 2000 kills with the Naginata, I am slowly getting there with the technique, slowly but surely. However though, if you are playing with multiple classes, multiple guns, it can be very confusing. What happened to me, for example, I started playing the NS 11C and the NS 11A, and over there of course there is no cone of fire reset. So what I ended up doing was not bursting with the gun, but just moving and standing still again, like with the Naginata. And especially with a gun like the NS 11A or NS 11C with a relatively low mag size, well guys, that is not effective at all, and I've died a lot of times thanks to that. So if you start using the Naginata, think about what gun you're using and make sure you are using the Naginata. To give you some additional information about the gun as well, the fire rate is 659, so rate per minute. The damage is 150 at 10 meters and 125 at 65 meters. The muzzle velocity is 490 meters per second. Reload speed for the long one is 4.4, the short one 3.2. The mag size is 90, and then total ammunition is 450, and there is only one fire mode, and that's auto. Then about the accuracy, like I mentioned before, the accuracy while standing still is amazing, especially after firing multiple bullets, so you can keep firing. However though, for the hip fire, it ain't the best, nor for the aimed accuracy, especially if you keep moving, but it is okay-ish. Thanks to iridar.net, we also have a time to kill list, or bullets to kill. And this table actually shows that if you wanted to kill the full player with an effective health pool of 1000, you will need 7 bullets within 25 meters and 8 bullets beyond 25 meters. This gun also has the default headshot multiplier of 2, so that actually also means you will need 4 headshots to kill somebody, which can be done in 0.25 seconds basically. These tables also include, for example, different armor types, and there's also a special heavy assault one. If you want to take a deeper look into these tables, then please do pause the video, because I will show you a lot more about this gun as well. For example, right now I will show you some extra details about the gun, but what I think is more important are the weapon attachments, because those make or break a gun. Let's start with the optics. Of course, you have your normal 1x or your yellow dot or red dot, it doesn't really matter. You also have a 2x, a 3.4x and also a 4x. But what I think is also pretty cool, you got a HSNV scope, so a night vision one. For me personally, I will always use the CCLR one, because I just like to play with a red dot basically. However though, it is made for medium to long range engagement, the NSX Naginata, so some people prefer to play, for example, with the 3.4x. But I do think the recoil is kinda hefty, so playing with a scope can be kinda hard, but well, you can of course try. To reduce the recoil, of course you can use a barrel attachment as well, for example the compensator. The compensator helps reducing the vertical recoil, and I think that's really helpful actually. But what you could also use is a fresh suppressor if you want to be more stealthy a bit. Again, I do prefer the compensator, but I do have to mention over here that it does reduce your hipfire accuracy, but I will say this again, the hipfire accuracy is very bad anyway, so normally hipfiring on the NSX Naginata, and I will do it a lot of the times in the background in the footage you see, but hipfiring should be a no-go. That also shows in the real attachments, and over here you see, for example, your dark light flashlight, your laser sight, but again I'm using the forward grip. Since hipfiring is off the table, I will not spend 100 certs on getting a laser sight. Having though the forward grip is worth it really. There is also a third option you could go for, and in this case it is the extended mag. However though, it is kind of funny, normally the extended mag makes sure you get 100% more ammunition, but in this case it is only 50%. So in this case, instead of 90 you will get 135 bullets, and that is amazing for those point holds, but I do prefer having a better recoil control, so again, go with the forward grip. The final attachment we're talking about is the ammunition type, and as usual we have high velocity ammo or soft point ammo, and as usual the high velocity ammo is very good for long range engagements and the soft point ammo is very good for short range engagements. And again, in this case I do think the Naginata is made for those medium to long range engagements, and therefore high velocity is your ammunition of choice. However though, if you are this crazy person that thinks you want to play hipfire or close range Naginata, well in that case mister, I would first of all get a different gun, but maybe the soft point ammo is something for you. Other than that guys, I do think this is a very solid gun all in all. It has many attachments, it has a lot of choices, unfortunately no grenade launcher, but luckily guys we do have a Tampa coming up soon. So in general, the NSX Naginata is a very fun gun to try, especially as it's free. It does require some practice, it does require some getting used to, but once you start finding those medium range engagements with a lot of plays you can fire upon, well guys, that is when you really start to enjoy this gun, because for crowd control I do think there are not really better guns than this one. Some people say it is actually kind of comparable also to the mini chain gun, but I do think this one is actually effective on long range. Anyway guys, this was the gun for this week. If you have any proposal for me to review, let me know in the comments down below, and of course do press that big red subscribe button down below and become part of the Gentleman's Club. The next weapon review will be a very special directive weapon, and I can assure you only a very small percentage of Planetside gamers has access to this gun, so that will be a special review coming up. Other than that guys, if you have any additional questions about the Naginata or any questions in general about Planetside, about me, feel free to join my Discord, link in the description down below, and over there I'm quite sure me or somebody else that knows a lot about Planetside will answer your question, because yes, in this community there are a lot of helpful people, so that is great. Anyway guys, that is me, that is Faber1, and I will see you soon with some more content.